to suppress in every part those rebellious insurrections, and to provide for the public safety by the most effectual and immediate application of the force entrusted to me by Parliament. His Majesty King George III. Debate on the King's Speech from the Throne, Parliament, June 1780. 1815. At the commencement of the present reign, and indeed 30 or 40 years ago, peace officers were seen keeping order among the crowd. But now not a court day passes without a strong military force being stationed on the public highway. Henry Brougham, MP, future Whig Lord Chancellor. This is the third novel in the series featuring Captain Matthew Hervey of the Light Dragoons. The year is 1817, and England is in turmoil and close to revolution, with the people clamouring for economic and parliamentary reform. Returning from India, Captain Hervey and his cavalry are called upon to undertake the unpleasant task of policing. Hervey's life is undergoing great change. He has recently married Lady Henrietta Lindsey, and his future looks set to change. But on the regimental front, he has a new commanding officer, whose dislike of Hervey is immediate and intense. And now, a regimental affair.
Part 1. The Brevet. Chapter 1. The Privilege of Rank. The Horse Guards, 12th of March, 1817. 5 major generals, so much scarlet and gold that the usually sombre meeting room of the Commander-in-Chief's headquarters was for once a place of colour, sat in comfortable upholstered chairs at a long baize-covered table. Their chairman, Sir Loftus Wake, Bart., the Vice-Adjutant-General at the head, while on upright chairs at the wall perched the Duke of York's military secretary and 2 clerks. The atmosphere was somnolent, despite the morning hour. In front of each general officer lay a blue vellum portfolio tied with red silk, as well as paper, pencils, and a coffee cup of delicate pink Rockingham, rather out of place. Some of the cups were empty, and were being attended to by a footman in court livery. Major General the Lord Dunseith, a dyspeptic-looking man with a purple nose, waved him aside without a word, intent on some detail in his copy of the Times. The footman next proffered his coffee-pot to Sir Archibald Barrett, K.G., a kind-faced man in spite of his eye patch, who merely sighed and declined with the same breath. Major General the Earl of Rotherham, noble-browed, a picture of decency, lit a cigar instead. But Sir Francis Evans, Knight, crabbed and lacking any appreciable chin, with an ear that was turned forward like a tailor's tab, accepted more of the strong araba and took out his snuff-box. The footman hesitated by the next empty chair, and then moved to replenish Sir Loftus's cup. Sir Loftus Wake resembled a small garden bird, in both looks and animation. His frame was spare indeed, and his eyes, his whole head, darted from papers to watch, from watch to door, and then back again, with the speed and regularity with which small birds must search about constantly for predators. He stared again at the empty chair, and then at his half-hunter. "It is 1:15. Where can Sir Horace be?" Lord Dunseith, his nose always a beacon of his disposition, put down his newspaper and made a loud huffing sound. "Well, if he's trying to come through the city, he'll never get here. They're hanging that caitiff Cashman at Newgate this morning. The Times says a crowd's expected. A mob, more like, I'll warrant. I trust you've a line of cavalry between them and Whitehall, Wake." "Oh, come."